There we go.
I'll put myself on YouTube, you can watch me if you want. Well, good morning, everyone. John Costco will join us when he's done with this call, so we're gonna get started. So welcome to the Agile Excellence for Product Managers course or training. And just to explain, we have a new person in our group this morning, John from Ottawa, and we'll ask him in a few minutes to talk about himself and vice versa. And we also have a group from Ericsson in Montreal, who's been with us since Tuesday, taking the Optimal Product Management course. Okay. So you're new to the group, so we'll make sure to integrate you, in an agile way. And perhaps we could get started by talking about yourself. Sure. And your name, where you're from, sure. And your goals being in the course today.
So my name's John Phillips. I'm working in Ottawa right now. I work for a small company called Playwright Technologies. It's a 60-person company working in the area of video interface devices for medical, military, machine vision type markets. I've been working in product management for probably close to 10 years. And before that, I was a software developer for a lot of years. And I guess out of this course, I'm really interested in, I think I have a reasonable understanding of how Agile can work for, I guess, software-focused organizations, and I'm curious to see how it can work for organizations with a heavier hardware focus, or where the customers are a lot less willing to take frequent releases that Agile espouses.
Okay. Thank you. Nadia?
Nadia Joamo, so I'm new to the product management role. Just recently been added to the team. We're working for Ericsson. We're all working on the same department. We're working on a new platform, software development platform to help the customer support organization. So our customer is internal support organizations. Okay. And we introduced in November the Agile. The development went from waterfall to Agile in December, so we're also in the learning experience for Agile.
Maida?
She said the same thing. Thank you, Nadia. My name is, she didn't say this, my name is Maida. And it's been a couple of years that I'm at that position. And I would like to find out more about Agile.
Jonathan, who's still eating, so we'll let you know that. I'll go ahead.
Yeah, like Nadia mentioned, it's a new group, but we're Ericsson's an old, mature company, but we're acting like a startup within a big company, and it's all new for most of us. I think JF and Jonathan have a bit more experience with product management, but we're all fairly new to it.
I have experience with product management, but I never took the class. And I'm an Agile product manager, and I'm gonna find out what I'm supposed to do this year.
Yeah.
Or Jonathan.
Sorry. I mixed you guys up. I don't know why. The glasses.
That's okay.
The glasses. Sorry.
Yeah, I tried to read it as fast as I could. Jonathan Love, been with Ericsson for a few years, and I think half of it as a product manager the last 3 years. It was called differently, but basically the same thing. And yeah, the Agile was introduced in December, so that was a bit of a change. Still, for some products, I'm still doing waterfall, and for this new thing, I'm doing Agile, and yeah, it's interesting.
So you're in the adaptation phase.
Yeah.
And Jean-François?
Well, like I said, I've never officially been in the product management role, but I've been in roles where there wasn't one, and I implicitly did it. Okay, more as a solution architect or something like that. I've some time, been in this role only for about a month and a half. No, we're in March actually, ooh, scary.
Beginning of March, yes.
Yeah, 3 months. And that's what it.
Okay. Okay, well, I want to wish, welcome everyone to today's training. This is a course which is, it's a day-long course, okay? It's a course which has some flexibility. It's an agile course, obviously. But there are a few activities we're going to do later on in the afternoon, which is actually a good thing, because Friday afternoons we tend to, our minds get a little bit more rusty. So we're going to be doing more exercises this afternoon. So this morning is going to be about, setting the table, so to speak. And we're also going to look at how product management fits or interacts with an agile world, okay? So the objective of the course really is for product managers to get a better understanding of what the agile means in terms of their work, okay? But how they can balance that between, for instance, coming from a waterfalls world into an agile world, but also some of the things as a product manager that are important but are not necessarily covered in the agile world, okay? So that's also important to remember. That's one of the objectives is agile brings certain solutions to an organization, but as a product manager, some of those solutions are not necessarily always applicable. So there are certain components to your work and your responsibilities that are still not covered by agile, okay? So you're not, I think, going to go from the old world to the new world and forgetting everything about the old world, okay? So that's what we're going to do. And basically, it's pretty straightforward. If you have any questions, put your hand up, throw something at me, or just, have a comment. This is a pretty open group, so, it's also an opportunity to exchange ideas between different functions, but also people coming from a different type of business, a different type of customer, different size company. Okay, so I encourage you to also, talk about your experiences and sharing that. Any rules? Basically, just put your phones on vibrate. If you do, I forgot this week to do it, so I'm also guilty, sorry. But it's now on vibrate. But the point is if you do have to take some important calls or things, it's understandable, life continues. I mean, there's no problem. You can just, leave the room and take care of your important calls. There's nothing to worry about that, okay? We're going to have some breaks. There is a schedule in the book, which is on the first page. Okay, we're going to try and follow this as much as possible, okay? But just to let you know, they've changed some of the exercises, so there might be a little bit of change in the timing there, just because these are new exercises, and I think they're quite interesting. So I really want to make sure that we're going to use the exercises to their maximum. Okay, that makes sense. Any questions? All right. Well, let's start with a little bit of humor. It's called the agile humor. Okay. I'll let you read this. Agile's just been introduced into a business, and this is the executive management. Okay. And they've read about agile, right? They've talked with their colleagues, and it's really great, And they've talked to also the technical people, the new engineers, the new developers coming out of university. They've been trained on agile.
Did they learn agile at university?
Yeah.
Is that they actually learned?
Yeah.
Yep, it's part of their training. So what is it? What's the message here? Okay. Well, all of a sudden we don't need to do planning. We don't need to create documentation. Okay. So just go out and write code. Make this great, wonderful software that'll, you know, bring these solutions to our customers that'll just want to buy gazillions of these products, and we can make gazillions of dollars in profit, right? That's the mindset, okay? In other words, we didn't know about this new way of doing business, and it seems to be great, and it's going to solve all our problems. That's the mindset. And by the way, you put it into place, right? Does that ring a bell? In terms of your, John, have you sort of seen some of this?
At least he recognizes they're still gonna be complaining.
Right, okay, okay. So really, that's, you know, when you start talking about agile, that's sometimes what people think. Not only at the executive level, but, you know, in many levels, it's like, oh, a sense of relief, you know, at last, something that'll be, you know, where we can stop working at 4:30 and start at 9, and, you know, we're all gonna be, you know, very effective, very efficient, and this is gonna be the nirvana of the business world. Okay? So that's my exaggeration, but essentially, the purpose of the training is sort of to put things in perspective, make sure that we understand what it is from the product management perspective. One of the things I also want to mention is within the training, you're not going to become an agile expert in terms of using all the agile methodology, okay? The purpose is to focus on how you will work with people that are developing using agile method, okay? So if you're interested in really going into the agile techniques, there are courses specifically designed for that, okay? But our focus is you as a product manager linking up with the development teams, okay? Any questions?
Jeff, we're also, the other hat that we wear is we are also the agile product manager in the development team, so.
Okay.
If you can.
Yes, that's part of it too.
Keep that in mind, highlight it when you see stuff, you know?
That is part of the training, okay? That's part of the linkage I was talking about.
Gotcha.
And not necessarily being the developer, or we'll see later the Scrum Master.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so let's just quickly take a look at the people who developed this training. And the person who developed the training is Greg Cohen. And Greg Cohen has been in the 280 group, which is a management consulting group in California, okay, in Silicon Valley. And most of the people who work or founded the 280 group initially were working for Apple, Cisco, some of the big names we recognize in Silicon Valley. So specifically, Greg Cohen has written books, and his focus has been on Agile for product management. And this is really the reference book for what we're doing today, okay? So really this is, after we leave, okay, this should be in your library, okay? Because it covers the topics we're going to cover today, and is a very good reference document in terms of a reminder, okay, about the topics we're covering. So, you know, you've got his background, you know, he's a certified Scrum Master, Silicon Valley Product Managers Association board member and former president. So, you know, it's really training which is based on hands-on experience in the software industry. So this is the agenda we're going to follow this morning and this afternoon. So the first thing is, in terms of why is Agile good for product management? Okay. So when we talk about Agile, there are a few things we want to set the table with. Is first of all, understand what Agile development is, what you can expect out of it as a product manager, and how to work with the development teams within that environment.